Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday, friends. I am struggling this morning with my internet connection, so I'm going to rely on you guys to tell me if I am live and if everything is looking okay and if you guys can hear me. So let me get my comments on. So let me know, give me some thumbs up or some comments and let me know if everything's looking good. I'm going to hop over here and just double check on my laptop because it kept telling me I was having an error and I don't know what that means. Okay, looks like things are going well. You can see and you can hear, so yay for that. I don't know what it means when technology tells me I have an error. I need more info, technology. You need to tell me why and what it's about and what I can do to fix it. So, hello, friends. Hello. Jody Brechbill, Stampin' Queen, coming at you live from my stamp studio in Pennsylvania. So, if you guys are new and joining me here, say hello. Tell us where you're joining from. I see lots of my phone friends coming in. So, we got some stamping to do today, guys. Today is a stamping day. We are going to play with this bundle right here, the Cottage Wreaths. So, kind of a fun bundle. I'm going to incorporate the Gingham Cottage Designer Series paper. And this was a bundle that wasn't quite on my radar. I was like, there's lots of things that I want first before I wanted this one. But you know how that happens. It falls in your cart and then you have it and you're like, well, what all can I do with it? So it's good for fall, good for Halloween, and good for Christmas. So we're going to play a little bit of all seasons today. But I do want to make sure while we're doing some housekeeping here, sorry, is to make sure that you guys know about a couple things I have going on. First of all, I do have online ordering gifts. These are each month for those of you guys who order online. This is solely an online special, and you have to use my monthly host code. So this can't really be tied to anything else. And so I am giving away a pack of real red rhinestones for the month of October. So if you have an online order, you will get a free pack of rhinestones. And let me throw up here a minute, see if I can find. There's my online store right there. And then there's a special host code that I will put up as well. So if you need a pack of real red rhinestones, your order is $50 or more. You're going to get those free in your thank you card from me. So just to be totally clear, this can't be tied to anything else. So it can't be tied to my BOGO sale. It can't be tied to my virtual classes because those incorporate other things. Like I'm giving you free products or free classes or something along those lines. And so this is just straight up. If you guys need to grab a couple things and you want to order and it's $50, I got some red rhinestones for you. So we talked real quick about BOGO. You guys know my BOGO sale is coming up. It is starting this Friday, so it runs the entire weekend. I want to make sure you are heading over to my BOGO Facebook group. So right there, head over there. If you're not already a member, you want to shop all my retired Stampin' Up! Products. Most of them are used. Some of them are new. And I will be giving them away. They are absolutely free. They are the get one part of the sale. So I'm going to be live over there tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern time, going over what a BOGO is, how it works, what the restrictions are, how to shop, all that good stuff. So come over to that Facebook group. Join us tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern time. If you can't join, no worries. There will be a replay so you can catch that. And then be ready because October 14th, that's Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern time. That sale's going live and it's first come, first serve. Like I said, I'm giving away. All righty, let's go ahead and do a little bit of stamping. As I mentioned, actually, one thing I want to share real quick before we go there is we are kind of just a couple more days left for my class at home. This would be October's class at home. Registration is ending on Saturday, the 15th. It is focusing on the brightest glow, and you're going to get some adhesive gems, the red and green ribbon, the beautiful red and white glimmer paper, and then these are your cards that you're going to get. These are going to be in your packet, everything you need ready to go. All you have to do is stamp and assemble, and you're going to get 2 of every card. So that means I got to get my comments back here. Let's head over. There's my host code. I told you that was open for. This is not for BOGO, so don't use that host code with BOGO. This is just online shopping. So I will have everything embossed. I will have everything die cut. You will get a PDF tutorial, and you're going to make 2 of every card, which means it is a 10 card class. So there's one. There's one, red and green. I went traditional, but then I had to bring it back a little bit and do a little bit of different cards here. This one's a little tag, so it has a sentiment on the inside. And then you can also do, your other sentiment in there. A little bit of red, white, and blue, but you could change out the red if you wanted to green, if you want to be a little bit more traditional. And then I went with Pool Party and Freesia. So just want to make sure you guys are aware that online class, totally virtual, and that is available until the 15th. So you want to make sure you check the description in the video. So you guys might be catching me on Facebook. You also might be catching me on YouTube. So make sure to subscribe and follow so that you never miss a thing. All right, so shall we do some stamping? Good morning. I'm seeing all my friends there. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you for sharing and sprinkling my video. I love that. And some of you guys have been asking about Prize Patrol. I always gave away Prize Patrol on my lives every Wednesday, and I haven't done that for a while, and that is because my studio is pretty much destroyed because of BOGO. So I have boxes and bins and totes and crates and stuff everywhere. And so I'm in the process of trying to pull everything out, see what I have, get ready for that BOGO sale. And honestly, I don't even know where my box of freebies is. So once I get through that sale, we'll have some Prize Patrol again, because I know that you guys do love a Prize Patrol. Okay, so let's start off with fall. So let me get all my goodies. All right, see that here's the card that we're going to create today. We're going to use these 3 ink pads, So Saffron, Early Espresso, and a little bit of Mango Melody. And then we're going to do some of those adhesive back gems. So yay for that. Alrighty. Now, one thing I want to share with you with this stamp is the stamp and the dies can be a little bit tricky. Do you guys have this one and have some trouble getting your dies lined up with your stamps? I might have a little trick for you guys. So the stamps, when you open up your stamp case, you will notice that with these 2 wreaths, there is a teeny little arrow right there. So before you pull this off, well, actually, it's in between these 2 pieces, and then I store them right here. See how I have them stored? That's kind of how this is supposed to go. You can actually store them right on the back of your case. So look for those little arrows right there. And then when you look at the dies, there's little arrows right there on the tabs. So you can see there's an arrow there and an arrow there. So these do line up with your stamp image. And instead of having to stamp and then sit and spin and try to figure out the right way and the wrong way, I thought I'm going to mark my stamp with a Sharpie. So let's see. With my stamp in here, right there is where that arrow is. I have it lined up. Okay, so the arrow, here's what didn't make sense to me, guys. The arrow is on the case. It is not on the stamp. So that didn't really help me too much with the lining up portion, because I was like, once I pulled it off, I was like, well, hell's bells. I don't know where the arrow is anymore. So I actually put a Sharpie line, and I think I just swore. I apologize. I said a bad word this morning already. Woohoo! Happy Wednesday. So there's your arrow right there. I just put a Sharpie mark. Okay. So then what I did was I put it on my block strategically. So I'm going to have my arrow be when it's this way, it's to the left. And that's because I'm left-handed. These are just little tricks that I do. I'm left-handed, and so when I look through to stamp, there is my arrow right there. So if I stamp that on my paper, when I go in with my die, I should, I haven't tried this yet. This was my idea once I finished up. I should be able to line that up if I have my arrow on my die to the left as well. So if you could do it straight up and down, you could do it if you're a righty, you could go towards you, whatever works. But I'm lefty, so that's kind of my idea. So we're going to try it right here live and see how badly I can jack it up. Alrighty, so first things first, I've got a piece of basic white, and this is 4 1/4 by 11. I always put my dimensions in the description afterwards, so you guys can always hit that up and check and see what sizes everything is so that you can create at home. And one thing I did not do, this is thick. Okay, you guys, this is thick basic white. I didn't put a score line in, and you want to always score, you want to always score your thick white. All right, so let's do a quick score in here real quick. Make sure you are scoring, not cutting. It just makes it fold so much better. Oh, it's sold out. Oh, no. You know why it's sold out, right, guys? You know why it's sold out. There's a reason. I'm going to get rid of this. Is a little bit smaller, so it's not. There we go. Nope, that's my email address. If you want to email me and say hi, feel free. I was looking for, there we go. That gets things out of the way a little bit. So there's our score line. Let me get my comments back. You guys left for a minute. Okay. Anyway, this stamp set is sold out because we had card making day, right? World Card Making Day. This was one of the specials that they used. They used this bundle. So did any of you guys go to World Card Making Day on the 1st of October? I did take a piece of white and ran that through with the falling leaves. So I have that one ready to go. And I also have a piece of that cottage gingham, the yellow color, and we're going to add that to our card base. So I was busy on World Card Making Day. I was having an amazing time with my team member, Jen, who put on the most fabulous stamp camp day. And I was so in awe of one of the classes that I took with her on watercolor that I'm actually going to do that for you guys. You got it, Lori. Yep, World Card Making Day. That put a run on the Cottage Wreaths for sure. So there's our cute gingham DSP. Now I'm going to take this piece, and we are going, my nose is running. You know that happens to me all the time. And I just got in from my walk outside, which was a little bit crisp, but yet beautiful. What a beautiful day we're having here in Pennsylvania. All right, so grab myself a piece of scrap paper, and I'm going to grab myself my soft suede blend, and we are going to do a little flick. So I've got my brush end, and I'm just going to flick some color on my cardstock. So I just took that brush end and just flicked right on the lid. So can you see how now I have some specks? Yeah, beautiful. I was busy too, Shannon, and so there is a replay. So thank you, Stampin' Up, for recording the event. But I have heard that people were just unbelievably thrilled, and I was too. I thought they did an amazing job. I love when we get to see our CEO and our founder of the company together, the mother and the daughter, Shelly and Sarah. All right, so back to my theory. I'm going to do my background here in So Saffron, and it's going to be, again, I've got that Sharpie mark to the left, and then I'm going to come in with some early espresso, and I'm going to stamp that branch. Now I'm not too worked up about the branch. There's a die that cuts the branch and a die. So this will cut the branch. This will cut the wreath. I want to worry about the wreath, the branches, if any of them get cut off. Meh, no biggie, right? Okay, so we've got that right over top there. Now, while I have it, let's go ahead and stamp our sentiment down here in the bottom. So that's going to be, some people just make life better. Ain't that the truth? Word. Alrighty, so we've got that ready to roll. And I'm going to ink up I've got my saffron and I've got some melody here. Excuse me, guys. So let's ink up So Saffron for our leaf. I'm going to pick up some Mango Melody and just go around the edges. So I've got a little bit of color on there. And I'm just going to have kind of like a little tone on tone with my two yellows. Now I'm going to clean it because I am going back into the lighter color and I don't want to transfer the dark into there. And let's just add a little bit more mango, just kind of catching the edges there. There we go. So it's almost a little ombre, right? Now, I did not do this ahead of time, so you guys are going to have to bear with me a little bit because I am going to do some die cutting, and I just realized, can I make it work with the baby boss? Yeah, I don't want to have to go get my whole big boss out, and this piece of paper is too wide to go through the baby boss. So trim, trim, trim. Alrighty, let's see if we can wake it up. He hangs out on my shelf when he's not being used. And we'll see if my theory worked with making the Sharpie mark. Okay, we got our bottom. Uh-oh. There was one hiding from me. I thought maybe this isn't going to work. Okay, so now I totally screwed myself up because I cut that piece of paper, but I think it went this way. So we'll see what happens. You do have to keep an eye out on your paper when you are using that Sharpie mark deal, because you need to know which is your left side. All right, so you're gonna stay still, or do I need to tape you down? You look like you're gonna stay still, aren't you? Nope, you're not. Do I have some washi? I do. So since we don't have a magnet plate, I just grabbed some washi tape. This is from a really old paper pumpkin, and I just use that to kind of hold everything in place. So painter's tape, masking tape, just be very cautious when you're taking it apart then. You don't want to rip your paper. Okay, so there is our wreath. Yeah. Then we have, come back through. Oh, there it is. I need the little leaf die here. There are lots of little bitties on that die set for sure. Tiny little bitty pieces. Okay, so I'm going to line this one up here. Some days are better than others. Oh my gosh, do I have my glasses on? Sometimes that helps. Yes, I do. My glasses are on. There's one leaf. Okay, carefully peel it away. Sometimes it doesn't want to let go, and you have to give it the business. Now we'll do leaf number 2, and then we're ready for assembly. So sometimes I'm prepared ahead, and I have things I have things die cut out, but I wanted to share that idea with you guys. Yeah, Shannon says put a mark on your cardstock. You can do that as well. Normally, I just go straight to die cutting, stamp, and then I die cut right away. And this time I was distracted. But now but it came out okay. It worked out perfect. So grab yourself that, I think we're going to need you later. Grab yourself that Sharpie and mark up your stamps. It'll save you some frustration in the end, let me tell ya. Okay, so now it's just time for some assembly. So let's do some Pop-Tarts on the back of this leaf panel. One in the middle for luck, or sag, either way. And then we can add our wreath, which I think I'm going to do some dimensionals on our wreath as well. This is going to be a very poppy card. Lots of pop. I like all kinds of dimension on here. Okay, there's our wreath. And I'm just wondering, does it have a good side? Let's go like this. There we are. Now, a couple little snot dots here come in handy to add the leaf. And so the leaf is going to just frame the bottom of the card. I think maybe let's do 2, just so it's not wobbly. So it's just going to kind of frame here at the bottom like that. And I don't want dimensionals on these. I'm just using the good old snot dots because I don't want it to be too poofy and then get in trouble when I send it through the mail. Okay, so there we are with that. Grab myself, the embossing folder is the leaf one. It's in the mini catalog. I think it's just called Leaf 3D or maybe Falling Leaf. But it's a great embossing folder. I love that one. Grab ourselves a bit of linen thread here. Now there is a pack or a roll of ribbon that is kind of listed with this suite of products, and it is a thick, almost like a thick, really, really thick twine with silver through it. And full disclosure, you guys, not a fan. It is so not a fan. I am so not a fan. It's too thick. And you can pull it apart, but then it's very Baylor twiney. It's very country. So if you like that, I think it would be good for packaging and that kind of thing. Like that would be really cool. Or yeah, like for gift packaging and stuff. But I don't like it for my cards because I just find it too thick. And then when you do pull it apart and make it thinner, it's very frayed. I love my linen thread. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, yeah, you have this one. Yeah, it's a good one. It's a very good one. Let me show you. I think I have a card here I did with it that you can see it a little bit better. This one I did. This is one of my Just Cards class, which I will do this later. But there it is. Can you see that a little bit better? That's an amazing embossing folder. And this is like, look how easy that card is. Little bit of soft suede, Cajun craze, vanilla, and then I just let the embossing folder do her thing. Put a little bling on there. Wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am. That'll be in a video later. Okay, now you guys know what I always say. Everything's better with bling. So let's add some sequins here. And I'm using the gold. And just put some gold sequins on there that really pulls in that yellow. So there is a very pretty fall card ready to send to people who just make your life better. Bye, Kathleen. Come back and visit us later when you have time. I'll be here. All righty. Now we've got another card. We're going to switch gears a little and go Christmas. And I should have done, yeah, I probably should have done a little bit more die cutting. So hopefully you guys don't get bored out of your skull watching me do die cuts. I got to make some room here because I'm running out of space. But sometimes I hear people say, I like to see how the baby boss works, or I like to see how you do die cutting. So, you know, maybe it's a good thing to show sometimes. So we've got our basic white here. Fold that in half. That's our card base. Okay, before I have a big accident, these guys are hanging right off the edge of my table. So let's make sure they're stuck back on their magnets before I have to go on a major search. We don't need any die cutting, I don't think for this card. All right, so. Next thing I did was use the good old note embossing folder, and we're going to grab some garden green ribbon. So traditional red and green. I know, if you guys know me, you might be shocked. I don't always like the red and green, but my husband does. So red and green, he says if it's not red and green, it's not Christmas. I'm like, oh, let's do everything but red and green. Alrighty, so we're going to add our garden green ribbon just a little bit around the front, tack that in the back. Make sure it's behaving by putting a little bit more adhesive on the edges. And there we go. What are the dies called? That's a great question, Marcia. They may be called Cottage Wreaths dies, but I don't know what I did with, oh, here we are. Let's look and see if I can find them. Country Wreaths. That's what the dies are called. Country Wreaths. But Stampin' Up has listened to us, you guys. We have been complaining for some time saying, please make the dies and the stamp sets have the same name. It makes it so much easier for us. So that is coming in the next couple of publications. Okay, so I think I like the thinner gingham on this one more than the thicker. So let's go with the thinner. And again, don't forget, I will have the description, the sizes, or sorry, not description, the dimensions will be in the comment, or not in the comments. Oh my gosh. Think about what you're saying here, lady. They will be in the description of the video afterwards. So if you need to know what the sizes are, I do put them in the description for you. All right. So we're going to add this one on. Obviously, I added some dimensionals to this one. And I'm looking around and I've already lost my designer series paper. Ahead of time, I die cut 2 pieces. So I did the glitter bow. That's in the Country Wreaths dies. And then this is from Stylish Shapes. I did that little teeny itty bitty. Now I do need to clean my wreath because we're going to have to use some green. All right, and hold please, got to grab myself a piece of paper because it's gone missing. The gnomes have been in here again, stealing my things. Stealing my things. Okay, so sorry about that. Now I'm going to go ahead. Let's stamp our Merry Christmas a while. So we're going to do that in real red here on this teeny tiny itty bitty teensy weensy die. Good for that. We'll have some berries a little bit later, but let's stamp our wreath first. Going with the same theory as I'm going to have that Sharpie mark to the left. There we are. Now we need some holly berries. So we're going to add those to our wreath. I love how it is very 3D looking. That's super cool because it's got lights and darks, which I do like. I love that we have those detailed dies. So love that wreath. Love, love, love it. Now, are you going to fit through, baby boss? Let's see. Oh my goodness, you guys. My UPS man arrived. I have got, holy guacamole. I've got some work to do this afternoon. How many boxes? 6 boxes sitting on my front porch, all from Stampin' Up. You know what that means? It's retreat time. Okay, so with my theory, kept my stamp to the left, everything I own in a box to the left. And then I'm going to, I do have to kind of figure, you know, I have to twist just a little bit, but look, so easy to line up because I did the Sharpie mark. All right, you're going to stay. Stay. There we go. Crank it on through. Look at that wreath. Don't you love it? Yeah, Terry. Yes, Betty. Yes, Debbie. It's retreat time. So it is full of gnome stuff. Lots and lots of gnome stuff. So I got to get busy, guys. I got to get busy. Okay, now we're ready for some assembly. So I think I'm not going to dimensional this. I think I'm going to snot dot it. Oh my gosh, can you guys hear my dog? Is he coming through? He's he's back there taking a nap and he's really moaning and groaning because his life is so rough. He's a very vocal sleeper. All right, so I'm going to go up just a smidge, just a hair. Then I'm going to do a little adhesive here on that Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Okay, I'm digging it. I'm digging it. I'm liking it. Good old snot dot for my pretty glimmer. Uh-oh. Where'd you go? My pretty glimmery bow. Probably now has dog hair on it. There's that. Then let's do a bow. And guess what we're going to use? Let's get out the good old bow maker. This is a tool that I have had for so long. I mean, probably one of the first things I got. It is not Stampin' Up. Somebody made it. How much do I need? I don't want too much ribbon, but I need enough for my fingers to work with. And it was kind of just sitting on my shelf, like I didn't really use it very much. And then all of a sudden, oh my gosh, Terry. Okay, I just saw a squirrel. I saw Terry's comment. Anyway, bow maker, have had it for 1,000 years. It just sits on a shelf and I've been getting it out and really using it a lot more. And I have to tell you, like, it just makes the cutest bows and it can make all different sizes. Now, woo, see how excited I am? Terry said I could always move to Colorado so she could attend my retreats in person. Girl, I don't know if you know how much Colorado means to my family and I. Like, we have been going to Colorado every year since my kids were 2 and they are 24. So we go to Colorado multiple times a year for summer, for skiing. Like, we love Colorado. We have talked about moving there. I can't even tell you how many times. If I shall return to Colorado, and I go to Summit County, so I think I'm not that far from you, Terry. I will hit you up. No lie. But I did also fall in love with Utah this summer, which was tough. My husband and I mean, am I right? Look at this bow. It's so cute. Like, I feel like it should be a little bow tie and I should put it around like a little kitty. Oh, Shannon's from Colorado too. Oh my gosh. Now I have to say, Front Range, Colorado, not a huge fan, but yeah, the mountains are my jam. Mesa, where did we go? Grand Mesa. That was probably the one place that we really, really fell for. Really, really. But anyway, did love Utah this summer. Really did love it. And my Oregon girls, someday I'm going to get there. Someday. We are travelers. You guys saw we got a van. We have a camper van now, so we can travel all over the place. So if I'm ever in a state or close to you guys, I'm going to hit you up and show up in your driveway someday. Oh, I made it fast. All right, I can go back and show you. I was talking about my excitement of my state that is part of my heart. Okay, there is my cute little bow. Put it on with some snot dots. I will get to Oregon, Betty. You can guarantee it. It's just we had to wait for plane tickets to come get down because geez, Louisa, those plane tickets were high. Okie doke. So let me finish this card. Then I'm going to go back and quick show you how this little bow maker works. So I'm just going to add a couple of the green sequins. Oh, one jumped off. This one once used. He said, put me on. Put me in the game, coach. I can do it. So there we go. A Christmas one. Beauteous. Okay, so we're going to go back to the bow maker. What part in Colorado? I think you're asking. We had a place in Silverthorne. Between Silverthorne and Frisco is where we stayed. But in the summers when we would go out, we travel. We would get Airbnbs and go all over. But in the wintertime, we're there for skiing. So yeah, Silverthorne is kind of our jam. Okay, bow maker 101. So you move these little pegs. Yes, Lori, you're on my list too. Minnesota, if you can make those Northern Lights stick around, I will totally come to Minnesota too. And I'll bring you a kitten. Yes, he found a home. My last kitten did find a home. So yay. So as wide as you want your loops, you set these pegs, right? So I usually go with one hole in the middle. That makes this exact size right there, which is super, super cutie. Just about right. But if you need a bigger one, you just move these pegs wider. Now this works just like a fork bow. If you guys have ever made bows using a fork, but I like the bow maker because now you can make them bigger or smaller. With a fork bow, you're limited to the tines of the fork. So this is my, right here, this is my trial piece. So I'm going to slow my roll in case you guys have bow makers at home. There we go. Okay, so you're going to go around let's make a little bit of a bigger bow. So you can see, you're going to go around your sticks and you're going to cross your left hand over your right hand. So what's in your left crosses over the right. And then I just switched hands. Okay. I'm going to do it one more time. Left hand goes over the right hand, or left side goes over the right side. Then you're going to take this piece that's in your right hand and it's going to go back between the sticks and up and over. Okay, so now I have a piece in my left and a piece in my right. I'm going to take my left, go over, and then under. And this is my knot. And then I'm going to pull them evenly. And there's my bow. Now that one got a little twisted underneath there. But there you go. And then you just trim off your ends. Okay. Now, my friend Deb is on. Debbie Calandrelli is saying she has some of these available. Her bonus dad makes bow makers. So if you're interested, look in the comments for Debbie Calandrelli and you can message her and talk about a bow maker if you want. So good old Eamon, who is legally blind, makes these bow makers and I love it. I love that. He's a good guy. So anyway, they're rough, like they're rough hewn, right? Would that be a good accurate description, Deb? They're like rough hewn, but yeah, they work exactly like this. And yeah, he is legally blind, but he can make all kinds of wooden stuff. He made me um, cornhole boards. He's amazing at cornhole. Yeah. All right, guys. So there you go. Information on the bow maker. You might see it more often because I really have been getting it out of storage and using it more. All right. So I do have one more. So if you guys want to hang out with me, I got one more to show you because I wanted to show you how to take this and make maybe a little treat out of it. Okay. Again, I got to make some room. So hang on one sec. Now, this one, I'm switching gears a little bit, and I'm using the Celebrate with Tags bundle. So I used Be Jolly, and then I used the dies from here. So I used this little guy right here, and then I used this, which makes a tiny little pouch or tag type deal. So I did cut that out ahead of time. And we're going to make a little treat box. So I know that we're needing these type of things for the holidays. Maybe just something easy and cute. Okay, so we're going to take and we're going to cut these flaps off right here. We do not need these extra flaps. So you can use your trimmer. I'm just going to eyeball it and scissor it and cut those guys off. But if you do use them and put it together, it makes a super cute money holder. Okay, this one's a little sticking out there. Okay, now I need to think for a minute. So I made this a couple weeks ago, and I need to think about what I did for my dimensions. I know I put this at 6, and I'm pretty sure I went a 1/2 inch over, but it could have been a 1/4 inch. So I'm thinking I'm going to go with 1/2, and we're going to go for it. So there's a score line right here. You do not need to fold on the score line. We're actually going to kind of ignore it. But we're going to use that score line just as a visual. So I'm just putting it right at 6. Any number is fine. Don't worry about it. But you just need to put a score at a 1/2 inch to the left and a 1/2 inch to the right. So that's basically what's going to make the bottom of our little treat box. Now, while I have my Simply Scored, I'm going to do the rest of the scores to make the inside box. So this one is 6 3/8 by 3 3/4. And again, those dimensions will be in the description. What do we need to score? So one long side, 2 3/4. 2 3/4 and 3 5/8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then we're going to turn and we're going to put the short side, which is a 3 1/4 side, and we're going to do 7/8 and 2 7/8. Okay, so that is our little box that's going to go inside this. So now it's time to get or to find my bone folder. There we go. And we're just going to start making our creases. So there's one. And there is the other. Okay, so you can see how this is going to be the outside. There we are. And then here is our box. So we're going to make all these folds, and then we're going to do a little bit of cutting. So we need to free these flappies so that our box folds up. And this is an open top box, so it doesn't close. You can just tuck your treats right down inside. I like to angle these a bit It just makes the box go together so much better. Just kind of trim off the bulk. Now I do want to have, I'm going to grab, what do I have here? I am going to grab Seal Plus, I believe. I definitely want something strong. Tear and tape would work, and probably your green glue would work as well. I love our seal, but I just don't know that it's, I prefer to use something a little bit stronger, a little more heavy duty when I'm making treats and boxes and that kind of stuff. Okay, so those are going to fold in there like that. Now I need to put some adhesive on either the outside. So that's fine. I can do the outside here. No biggie. And we'll just close them over and make ourselves a easy peasy mac and cheesy box. Now we need to put some adhesive in the bottom. Actually, while this is flat, let me go ahead and put my designer series paper on, because it's always a lot easier to glue down when it's not 3D. So I will put the dimensions of the DSP in there as well. In the description is what I meant to say. There we are. Okay, so there's our front. So then I'm going to put some Seal Plus down here in the bottom. And I need to also put some on the sides. Oh, that I think got a little longer than I wanted it to. Is it going to be okay? Just pick it off. I don't have my adhesive eraser is not close by here. So I'm just going to stick this down, and I kind of eyeball it to make sure that I've got equal amounts on the sides, equal amount. Tap it down in there, make sure it's getting stuck. Then I just bring this up. Going to do the same on this side. And there we go. Isn't that cute? Now wait till you see what else we're going to do. So I did want to share that with these dies, there's 2 of them here to make this little wreath. One's a little more solid than the other one. They are made to not line up over top of each other exactly, but one of them is a little bit more detailed, and so I like to use my adhesive sheets. So I just grab a piece, and you're going to see this is an old one. We do have adhesive adhesive sheets with Stampin' Up, but they are not Sizzix anymore. We used to use Sizzix ones, and we don't, and so I am still using that stock. So when you get yours from Stampin' Up, they're plain white. Still the same deal. No worries. So I just am going to lay that down here, and then I can die cut both my wreaths at the same time. Oh, baby boss. Back in you go. Okay, so we're going to put the detailed one on there, and then the big fat one does not really matter. You could put adhesive sheets on it if you wanted to, but you definitely wouldn't need to, because it's got a little bit more space. To put adhesive. That was a tougher one to do 2 of them. Okay, we're almost done. Hopefully you guys are still hanging out there with me and enjoying the wreaths. Okay, now this one requires a little bit of poking and popping. So time to get out your poker tool, or your take your picker tool. I think I can do it just as quick here with my fingers and a pair of scissors. And you wouldn't have to. If you want to have some of them looking solid, you could absolutely do that. Now, one trick I use, these are all detailed. And so I kind of wiggle them, wiggle it just a little bit, and kind of loosen it up from the adhesive a little bit. It kind of helps things pop out a little bit better so you don't have to sit and poke, 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 poke. And there we go. Let go. Okay. Then my other trick is I kind of fold it and just start to peel and fold. And most of those little sticky bits all come out. So I just kind of fold and see they're all popping out so I don't have to sit and pick. Even though picking is sometimes therapeutic. There we go. Cute. Oh, I like ya. I do. I really do. All right. So it just is going to go on here over top. And there's no, don't worry about trying to line it up to be exact. It is not made that way. Oh, there was a piece, some pieces here that didn't. Oh, that's on my bottom one. That's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. All righty. Now we can put on, I'm going to use the snots again. So let's get out the snots. Oh, I'm glad you guys stay with me. I know I get off topic so easily when we chat about all kinds of other things, but that's why I like to come hang out here. Because usually I'm by myself hanging out in my studio with a burpy, farty dog. All right. Snots. And let's do one more up here. Okay, so our little wreath is going to go on our little box. A couple little bitty dimensionals. Do I have some bitties here? I think I do. Yeah. Oh, just a couple left. So I did the Be Jolly ahead of time and cut that out. So this is just the perfect size to hold some cute little treats. So if you have like Sunday school or kids, you know, still have kids at home, or little work treats for your friends. I think one of my girls said they're doing like trick or treat at their office, and they're going around to each person's desk and doing trick or treat. And I thought, how cute of an idea was that? And I think she said it because I had shown this box on Movie Monday. So if you haven't seen that, head over to my YouTube channel or check it out on Facebook to make this cute little treat box. But she was like, oh, I can make that for my trick or treat at my office. And I'm like, oh, that's such a cool idea. And I know a lot of times offices are doing Secret Santa. All right. Now, what I'm going to do with this one, I think, is like put some ornaments on our wreath. So let's have some green and some gold and some red. So it'll look like Christmas bulbs, maybe. That's what my thought was. There we go. And let's do one more. Can we get one more round in there? Green and gold. Yeah. I love it. What was that heart from? Oh, from the witch's hat. It's this one. This one right here. That little heart right there. Celebration dies, I think they're called. And they would be in the mini. Okay, now, final step is we need some ribbon to put on our little box, and that would be it. You wouldn't have to, but I think it just makes it cute. And then if you wanted to hang it, you could do that as well. You could maybe tie, I think that's what I might do. Instead of doing, on this one I did a bow, but it gets a little bit wonky because of the space between here. So maybe we'll just tie a knot. Let's see what happens if we just do that. I was kind of thinking like this way. Did I leave myself enough space? Enough ribbon to do it? Oh, it's going to be tight. I don't know if I can. But you get the gist of what I'm thinking, right? Yeah. Reindeer ears. Yeah, that would be cute, Terry. Hanging on a giving tree with a little message inside, little candy in there, something like that. So it's not big, it's just enough. Some little mints, something like that. So isn't that adorable? Super cute. Okay, so let's see what we made today. Let's lay it out and look at our work. So we had our cute little box. We have our Merry Christmas. And then we did our fall card, all focusing on the cottage wreath, cottage wreaths. So hopefully it'll be back in stock. I know you guys said it's sold out. Hopefully it will be back in stock soon. I don't know. So we'll have to see what happens. And then don't forget BOGO sale. I will be live tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern time, right here on this Facebook group. So you can head over there, see me at 7 and learn about my BOGO sale where I'm giving away all of my retired Stampin' Up stuff. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes full of retired product and 6 boxes of new stuff sitting on my porch. So you can see how things are a little confusing around here these days. And then also don't forget about my super cute Brightest Glow class. And these are the cards for that. So you get 2 of each card. And yes, they will be embossed. So you don't need to worry about buying the embossing folders. That was a question that somebody had asked me. And yes, I will emboss these for you because it's a lot of embossing. A lot of embossing. But this might be my favorite. I love Pool Party and Red together. I think that turned out cute. But then I also like Freesia and Pool Party. So I don't know. So hard. And you're going to get all these goodies in your packet as well. And that registration will be in the description as well. So you can just hop right over there and sign yourself up and have it delivered right to your door. Of course, you'll get the PDF tutorial too. All right, my friends, thanks so much for hanging out with me. It was so good to visit. I will be back Monday and Wednesday. I think Wednesday is, Wednesday I might be doing that watercolor class. So stay tuned for that because I know a lot of people ask me questions about how to do watercoloring, and I took that class with my team member Jen, and I feel much more confident. So we might do that. We might do an actual like master class next week, and then I'm getting ready to go on vacation. So I might be checking out for a little bit, going off grid, taking Elmo the camper van, and going on an adventure. So all right, guys, have a great week, and I'll see you back here next week.